Hi Stacey, I hope you're well. I thought I'm sending over these floor plan options and quickly reiterating over the design guide, which we have previously issued with some little bits and pieces of updates to it. So just to reiterate our concept drivers and our design guide. So looking at that ritual, the product, the skin, and then the sort of evocative mood and sort of how shadows and light play a difference in our space. Looking at our look and feel for the arrival and waiting area. So within the space, keeping that sort of feature wall of that emerald green color and how we use that. We might not use it in the corridors, how we had at in Perth, but looking at the feature wall behind the reception counter and how that gets implemented in the space. And then we have some archways that we're trying to implement and some soft curves in the floor plan, which you'll see as I talk through the floor plan. Looking at some sort of little bits of quirky lighting that just gives sort of mood lighting and some interest. Our segmented sofa, which we've tried to use throughout as well. Surface can lighting for our corridors. And then this image talks to our reception counter, which won't be in this finish. It'll be more like in a stainless steel or stone finish. But this angled cricked aesthetic as the counter and then with stainless steel shelves on our retail walls. And again, doing our Zhen signage, which would be similar to the one that we are doing at that is in Perth, and that sort of beige textural walls. As we go into our guest offering in our rooms, doing a vanity modulation with this sort of square aesthetic, keeping it quite simple and keeping it as compact as we can get it, so we can just make one unit 10 times and use it in the rooms in variations. This image talks to, not that we'll be doing the curves in the rooms, but it'll be squared, but looking at how the paint finish really affects the space. And then this over here this is a feature light within the space, but looking, maybe this element would be a mirror in our case, and then our little ottoman and how a storage element for our guests or for our clients can work. Talking to the facade, I think with that facade, it's quite a minimalist facade and it's not actually that bad. I think we just chromatically paint it in our brand Zhen color. So we're blocking it and then looking at how we do our signage externally on those metal frames to keep the cost down, putting those LED screens in the front for people's arrival. And then with the landscaping on both sides, you'll see in the front, I've got a little garden in that little niche there, which I think will be nice once it's lit up and, you can see it from two angles. It's grey foliage with a feature plant. Our materials, again, that sort of beige on beige, our green tile, and then this sort of timber element that comes through. We won't be using black. I just didn't update that. I think it was a previous finish you had. This is our selections of paint. So we can see that deep green, our sagey green, and then our beigey creamy colours here for those two zones. Low cut pile, all the tapware and hardware within the space, looking at a brushed platinum, so that stainless steel, it's durable, it's really modern, and it plays into our stainless steel aesthetic with accents. Linen style curtains in some areas, our chocolate upholstery, which will probably be used more in the guest lounge, and then our styling element, which would be these more architectural shapes and things for our styling, keeping it really simple, not sort of over fussing our florals with that. Then we move across to our floor plans. So I have 3 options for you. I looked at 4 options, but the third option really wasn't working. This first one you'll see is probably a little bit more higgledy-piggledy than the other 2 options. And So with this one, we'll probably have to lift our services up and bring it down. But the other two, you'll see where I've sort of put where we could probably bring water in directly and get waste out directly, which makes a little bit more sense. But I wanted you to have this so you can kind of see how we can fit it into the space. So this, so you can see this garden Zhen entry, looking at changing the entry door just over a bit so we can have a bit more space for our waiting area and arrival. We see this angled reception counter, and then we go down 2 corridors. This side corridor is that console, and we have our 2 spa treatment rooms which directly connect to this spa shower amenity. Now this is the only option where I've allowed it to connect. In the other 2 options, I've allowed for there's a passageway, so it would be they would have to transition through the passage to get there. But I think that will give you more flexibility in how you use that space. Staff could use it end of day and things like that, and so it's just not just for those rooms. So we've got a consult, spa treatment room. We come down into our client lounge, so just fitting the sofa in here in this scenario, and an injection room. And then we come up here, this here is suspended retail. So this would be some stainless steel suspended retail display. And then this corridor, there would be some retail display like that concept image that I showed previously. We'd be doing some lighting. Here we start seeing these curves in footprint. So just a couple of feature curves as we sort of come through these corridors. Our laser treatment room, our skincare room, we have 4 skincare rooms, and then the spa treatment here, and then we come into the staff kitchen. This door obviously has to remain open because it's cumbersome, so I've tried to sort of do this staff kitchen with this prep and clean area off to the side, and then you see how we've configured this. I've put a schedule up in the corner of each of the rooms and the quantities here so you can kind of see at a glance as well. Option C, which I think is a great option. So in this one, you'll see this wall here becomes a plumbing wall, and it services these 5 rooms, and then the other rooms with plumbing all if we can get I'm thinking we can get the plumbing from the facade in here, and then obviously our kitchen is on this back wall, so we're able to get plumbing to that as well. So in this one, the reception desk is in the main arrival, so looking at Zhen brand signage through the back, we sort of have this angle that leads people in, some either branding, or we can do some more retail display here. But the idea of this retail display, so it's sort of a passage through, can be a conversation piece rather than a full frontal come and buy it. This is our feature curve wall. So these openings here and here would be doorway opening curves. And then this is a curving plan behind our segmented sofa. So this would be an opportunity to do that texture, like a textural wall, or the green wall wrapping around and sort of having, creating that space. If we go in towards this way, we have our 2 spa treatment rooms, which are the same format, doing a curved wall with our oblong or oval bars in here. And as you see, these 2 rooms would service this spa shower room, which again, it gives you more flexibility in how you use it, and it's still private enough for them to transition across space. Our client lounge, looking at more of a built back in chair to really maximize the space in this footprint. So, and then doing 2 sort of slightly higher coffee tables so people can sit in and they could, so it's lounge, it's sort of, think airport lounge style. So they're sitting, and there's a table that they can do like laptop and things, but also it could be a little, they could sit back and watch the TV in there with the wall. In here we have our consult analysis room. And then when we go up this way, we have our some more retail display. We go into 1 skincare room, 2 skincare rooms, 3 skincare rooms. We have our laser treatment up the back here, our injections, and a prep and clean room. And then we go through another archway into our staff area. And this cupboard is nominally additional storage. It could be, or equipment could go there. So the idea is anything in the staff area could be kind of loose. And again, this door is in its open configuration. So just trying to make sure that we can get around it and get into it and things like that. So that's that one. Just to reiterate, that there is our service, our plumbing run. Our option 2 is out. So this is option D. So this is looking at bringing, now I'm not 100% sure, but I'm presuming we can get water externally. So bringing it in from outside. So we're running a plumbing wall this way out. Some investigation may need to be done for this. If not, we would be, because this is all off one single run, we only have to bring it up and over into this point, and then it can service everything. This has our waiting in our front area, our reception at the back. We'd have brand signage at the back of this counter. We'd go down into this, just a clean corridor where we treat with lighting and the paint colors and the signage. We go into our skincare rooms, which are all the same along here. And then we have a laser treatment room down the end. It's slightly bigger. With that, if we go the other way, we come down into our client lounge. This client lounge configuration takes up the whole width. So I wanted to show you how that would work for you. I think that's quite a nice little outcome. We managed to put all the other amenity up into here. And I think this layout has a lot of merit. So it has the consult analysis room here. We have 2 mirror image spa treatment rooms. Again, then there's a corridor through the middle, so they have to access it across a corridor. And then we come up into an additional injection room. We've got this area which is our prep and clean with our equipment store. So we've got our preparation dispensary bench and then a cleaner sink. And then we come around the corner in here to have a staff kitchen, which backs onto that run that we talked about, with just a loose table in there for staff. And then our linen store with our door open. All these little pieces I've tried to modulate them in all the layouts so that so it's just a consistent module that goes into the space. And I think that that's a tidy little outcome for those rooms. I'm going to send this across. I'll send you this in hard format, and I'm going to send you the link to the presentation, and I look forward to having some more conversations with you. Thank you. Have a lovely day.